Good day everyone, I'm Ivan, the moderator for this webinar. I welcome everyone to today's webinar 2026 Legal Updates for Managers, Not Just HR. I want to introduce our presenter for today, Wendy Sellers. Wendy Sellers is the HR lady, a teacher of reality and practicality, an author, speaker, and HR consultant. I would now like to hand over the floor to the speaker. Over to you, Wendy.
Thank you so much for the kind introduction. Hi, everybody. Wendy Sellers here, the HR lady. We are here to talk about some legal updates, and there's some interesting ones there. Now, there are a lot of legal changes every single year, definitely, during the beginning of the year. These that we're going to go over today are on the federal level, so all states have to comply. We're going to be talking today from everything from, 1099s, which are it's the legal term of 1099s, and it goes all the way to independent contractors, W-2s. We're also going to be talking about AI, which is my favorite thing ever. It is very, very risky, and so your company needs to decide if you are going to allow AI. And if you are, you need to have a policy for that. Or if you're not going to allow AI, and you need to have a policy for that too. So, there's pros and cons, including getting your company information stuck in the AI programs or I shouldn't say stolen, but, definitely used by the AI programs. We'll talk about immigration, which has been a very hot topic the past, year or so, and then pay transparency, paid leave requirements, and then we're going to be talking about disabilities a little bit. And so right now, it's only a proposal, but the word on the street is that it's probably going to go through as a new rule. Now let's switch gears here and talk about artificial intelligence. There have been a couple states that said, you know what, we're not going to wait for the feds to do anything, so we're making our own laws. Oh, and this is another one. This is a huge, huge, huge one right now that you have to know about, is making sure that you understand that, yep, your AI prompts and your manager's prompts and your employees' prompts are now discoverable in court. Now, another huge, huge concern, a legal concern that we have right now is immigration challenges. And, this is not just 2026. This is definitely was hot and heavy in 2025. There are currently 5 types of Homeland Security and ICE enforcement actions. Number 1 is ICE wants to review your I-9 forms. And so make sure you're using the current I-9 forms, please, all right? Understand that that's super, super important. And talk about pay transparency and pay equity. As of right now, 16 states have pay transparency laws. I would really encourage you to conduct a compensation analysis, update job descriptions, and then pay rates as necessary. There are also a lot of related to pay are paid leave requirements. And then there's also sick laws that are really specific for things like domestic violence and sexual violence, and many of them have, been updated since last year as well. Okay, so one of our final items here is about ADA, Americans with Disabilities Act. Number 1, if you are a state or local government and a federal contractor, you must follow these rules. If you are not a state or local government, if you're not a special district, a school district, a public university, if you're not a federal contractor, it's not going to comply to you at this time. It's not a law, but it is a rule, and rules are basically treated like laws. And so if you are one of these types of companies, please run to your IT department, your marketing and sales department, and let them know. I really do encourage you to, make sure that you are, I'm going to stop sharing that. I want to make sure that you go through all of those links, save them, and then I really, really mean it. Just sign up to an employment attorney in your state or states that you operate in, and preferably that has experience in your industries. Make sure that you do that, because there's so many court cases going on. I'd rather the email just come to you. And I also have a newsletter too that you could sign up for. You can go to I have a ton of handouts. If you go to thehrlady.com, there's a a freebie section, and it'll sign you up for my newsletters, and I have a ton of handouts. Speaking of handouts, Ivan, there are people asking where the handout section is, so you might want to respond to them as well. I think that's about it. Let me know if you have anything else. Ivan, somebody in the chat is asking for the handout, so if you can maybe email them to her, that'd be great. Other than that, I truly do mean that, folks. If you have any questions or any additional questions you might have, just reach out to me and we'll get through this thing called life together. I hope this has been helpful. Take care, everybody.
Thank you, Wendy. That concludes the session for today. Thank you everyone for participating, and you may all disconnect now. Have a great day. Bye.